AI is slowly hollowing out your brain. The more you use ChatGPT and the more you rely on artificial intelligence, the less you use your own intelligence. Before we uncover the dark reality of AI, we must first understand who is warning us. This is Dhruv Rathee, arguably India's most influential YouTuber. Honestly, I have never seen a creator quite like him. With a master's degree in renewable energy from Germany, he doesn't just make content, he makes people knowledgeable. He is famous for dismantling complex topics with pure logic. So listen closely, because for the next 10 minutes, this man is going to give your mind a serious boost. I know answering this question is uncomfortable because I have used AI extensively over the last 2.5 years and have even promoted it. However, the new scientific research emerging on this topic is genuinely shocking. We all thought using AI would make us smarter, but the exact opposite is happening. People are becoming less intelligent. Think back about 10 years ago. How many phone numbers did you know by heart? 7, 8, maybe 5? At the very least, you knew 2 or 3. But today, in 2025, think about how many you remember. You probably struggle to recall even 1 or 2. This is because all numbers are saved in our phones now, so we don't need to memorize them. Similarly, 10 years ago, when you traveled, you remembered the routes and landmarks in your city. Today, you just open Google Maps and follow the line. These are 2 small examples, but they highlight the seriousness of the problem. Later in this video, I will show you scientific studies proving that people who use Google Maps less, like taxi drivers, actually have larger brain regions compared to the average person. Just imagine that. And with Google Maps, the issue is only about remembering routes. AI chatbots, on the other hand, can write entire essays for you, write code, and generate business decisions, investments, and ideas. This raises a very inconvenient question. Is using AI making people stupid? In the last few months, new scientific studies have been published regarding this question, and the results are shocking. You might be thinking, isn't this hypocrisy? I own an AI platform, AI Fiesta, where I offer various AI chatbots, yet here I am criticizing AI. I don't see this as hypocrisy, I see it as responsibility. I connect with you through social media, yet I have discussed the negative impacts of social media platforms many times. I have even said that the overall impact of social media technology on humanity is effectively negative. Similarly, I use a smartphone to make videos, yet I speak often about smartphone addiction. In the same way, I consider it my duty to tell you the whole truth about AI. 3 major research papers related to this issue have emerged in the last year. The first is a 2025 study conducted by the MIT Media Lab. Researchers asked 54 participants to write an essay and divided them into 3 groups. The first group was allowed to use ChatGPT, the second could only use Google search, and the third had to write the essay entirely on their own. During the writing process, an EEG machine recorded their brain activity. The results were startling. The ChatGPT group showed the least brain engagement. While writing, their brain activity was significantly lower. Effectively, their brains were switched off. Even more shocking, as the study continued over months, the ChatGPT users became lazier, eventually just copy-pasting the AI's work. When asked what they had written, they couldn't even quote their own essays. Meanwhile, those who wrote without tools remembered everything. The Google search group fell somewhere in the middle. Similarly, in 2025, Microsoft and Carnegie Mellon University conducted a study on 319 knowledge workers. They found that those who trusted AI more engaged in far less critical thinking. When people rely too much on AI, their independent problem-solving skills weaken. The focus shifts from solving the problem to figuring out how to use AI to automate the task. A third study of about 600 people found a significant negative correlation between frequent AI use and critical thinking scores. The reason cited was cognitive offloading, outsourcing thinking tasks to AI so you don't have to think yourself. This outsourcing is seen most prominently in younger people. It is clear from these studies that AI is heavily impacting our cognitive capabilities. Now, a counterpoint often raised is that people have always feared new technology would make us dumb. Socrates opposed writing, saying it would destroy memory. Educators in the 1970s feared calculators would destroy math skills. While the calculator debate was nuanced, the real problem began with Google. In 2011, Betsy Sparrow's research identified the Google effect, or digital amnesia. When we know information is available online, we make less effort to remember it. Our brains don't waste energy storing what can be searched. The danger escalates with navigation apps like Google Maps. Navigation is one of the most demanding tasks for our brain, utilizing the hippocampus, the area responsible for memory and learning. Some anthropologists believe the need to navigate drove human evolution. A study from the year 2000 analyzed London taxi drivers, who had to memorize 25,000 streets. Their hippocampi were significantly larger than average. Today, heavy GPS users show the opposite. Their navigation skills weaken, and their hippocampi are untrained. The problem is, the hippocampus isn't just for navigation. It's essential for episodic memory, imagining the future, and connecting concepts. If you don't use your navigation skills, these other abilities suffer too. You can imagine the dangerous level of impact AI will have. We are thinking less, and while the long-term effects will take years to fully understand, the direction is clear. The human brain consumes 20% of the body's energy, despite being only 2% of its weight. Evolution made us cognitive misers. We naturally want to minimize mental effort. When the brain realizes a reliable agent can handle a task, it switches off to save energy. But the brain needs friction to learn. Without challenge, struggle, and mistakes, your neural networks don't strengthen. We face a paradox. Evolution prepared us to adopt technology that makes life easier, but we must also prepare our brains to solve complex problems. The people most at risk from AI are those who don't know how to do deep work. They skip the grunt work, the repetitive, boring tasks like writing long essays or basic code. This work is the training ground where we learn speed and build mental models. If AI automates this, students and new employees lose their training ground. If you don't know the fundamentals, you can never verify if the AI has done the job correctly. You can't review its work or catch its mistakes if you lack first principles knowledge. So, how do we stop this damage? The first solution might seem to be boycotting AI, but that isn't realistic. You would ignore the positive impacts: productivity, efficiency, and access to knowledge. Boycotting AI would leave you behind the rest of the world. The real solution, which my team at AI Fiesta identified, is brain training. Just as modern convenience reduced physical activity and forced us to go to the gym, AI reduces mental activity, forcing us to train our brains. We need to treat the brain like a muscle. We must introduce challenges. That is why we have included brain training games within the AI Fiesta platform. Games for math, memory, focus, and vocabulary. These aren't just for fun. They are designed to challenge specific cognitive abilities. For example, Math Fiesta improves mental math, and Memory Fiesta challenges short-term memory. We are starting with 4 games, but we'll add reasoning and critical thinking puzzles soon. The goal is to use AI to become smarter, not stupider. Spend just 10 minutes a day on these exercises. Furthermore, do not become completely dependent on AI. Try working without it for a few days a week. The same applies to Google Maps. Use AI as a tool for productivity, but don't lose your fundamental skills. Learn to write essays, emails, and code. Learn to think. This way, you get the best of both worlds: the efficiency of AI and the sharpness of your own mind. Remember, the brain is like a muscle. The more you use it, the better it works.
Don't let your brain atrophy. Hit subscribe to stay sharp. Drop a comment